So today the stock market ended kind of flat, but it's going to be a big week, actually a huge week potentially in the stock market because lots of big tech companies are reporting earnings. And one of the favorite stocks that we cover on this channel, SoFi, is reporting before market tomorrow. So I'm going to be covering SoFi, BigBear.ai, and D-Wave QBTS, their price action from today. There's also a ton going on with quantum computers and quantum news. So I have a bunch of articles that I've pulled up. We're going to start with the quantum news, and then we're going to go into the price action. So we have a lot to cover. I'm going to try to keep this as efficient and tidy as possible. Let's jump right in. So I have pulled up here a few news articles from about the last week on quantum computing and some news that's been happening. First, we have IonQ announcing a $22 million deal with EPB, establishing Chattanooga, Tennessee as the first quantum computing and networking hub in the US. So this is pretty exciting. Through this partnership, IonQ will establish an office in Chattanooga to provide quantum computing, networking, and application development support and training. This partnership represents more than just a technological milestone. It's a pivotal step in building a quantum economy and IonQ ecosystem in Tennessee. By establishing Chattanooga as the first US hub for quantum computing and networking, we stand ready to work with companies and researchers across the nation to accelerate the development for real-world applications of quantum technology. So very exciting for IonQ. Very exciting for the quantum story. Another headline that I saw within the last few days, Fujitsu and Riken have developed a world-leading 256-qubit superconducting quantum computer. This is a 4x increase in qubits on their hybrid quantum computing platform, and this came out on April 2nd, 2025. So Fujitsu and Riken today announced the development of a world-leading 256-qubit superconducting quantum computer established at the Riken Collaboration Center. Both organizations will integrate the 256-qubit superconducting quantum computer into its platform for hybrid quantum computing lineup and offer it to companies and research institutions globally starting in the first quarter of fiscal 2025. Very exciting. There's a look at the new 256 qubit computer. Okay, and we have an interesting article here as well. In a first, scientists sent quantum messages a record distance over a traditional network. Scientists have sent quantum information across a record-breaking 158 miles using ordinary computers and fiber optic cables. It's the first time coherent quantum communication, an ultra-secure means of transmitting data, has been achieved using existing telecommunications infrastructure without the expensive cryogenic cooling that is typically required. We also had a really cool article that just came out about 6 days ago about New Mexico wanting to be the heart of quantum computing. So New Mexico, home to some of the nation's top defense research facilities, is placing a bet on a different area of national security, quantum computing. The state has formed a coalition of organizations, including the governor's office, local authorities, and the US DoD, to turn the region into a hotbed of innovation for quantum computing and national security. New Mexico's Quantum Moonshot program, an initiative dedicated to developing quantum technologies that have both civilian and military applications, is in the running for up to $160 million over 10 years from the National Science Foundation. Super, super cool. Congratulations to New Mexico. I think they are going to find that this is not a moonshot at all, but quite a fruitful pursuit. And then just today, IBM has unveiled a $150 billion investment in America to accelerate technology opportunity. And this includes an investment of more than $30 billion in research in development to advance and continue IBM's American manufacturing of mainframe quantum computers. Technology doesn't just build the future, it defines it. IBM also operates the world's largest fleet of quantum computer systems and will continue to design, build, and assemble quantum computers in America. Quantum computing represents one of the biggest technological platform shifts and economic opportunities in decades and will solve problems that today's conventional computers cannot solve. Enabling these solutions will not only help us better understand the fundamentals of how the world works, but are projected to transform American competitiveness, jobs, and national security. IBM's quantum network provides access to IBM's quantum systems for nearly 300 Fortune 500 companies, academic institutions, national labs, startups, and is accessed by over 600,000 active users. The quantum world and the theme of quantum isn't going anywhere. Every single day, we're seeing news and money and investments and breakthroughs in the technology and interest from investors. It's a super exciting time to be investing in quantum computers and learning about them. So join me on the channel as we go through this journey together. Now let's take a look at some of what happens today in the market. Okay, so we know this week we have some pretty significant earnings, and I pulled that up here. So I want to circle which ones I think are the ones I'm most interested in. So we know PayPal has been taking a beating for a while. Can they turn it around? We have Visa and Starbucks. We also have reporting after close on Wednesday, Microsoft, Meta. Remember, a lot of these tech stocks have been beaten down in this macro by 20, 25%. Are their earnings going to be affected, or are they going to come back and blow out Wall Street's expectations? We also have Amazon after the close and Apple. This is a massive week. Reddit, McDonald's, MasterCard. And then on Friday, we even have Fubo, which has that Disney deal. So just a lot going on in the stock market this week. We kind of saw a mixed bag today. Not too much in the green, not too much in the red, kind of a flat day. I think in anticipation for everything that's going to be coming this week, the market is going to kind of take care of itself this week. In my opinion, with everything that's going on here, if we can make some I don't want to say assumptions, but if we can make a prediction that some of these companies are going to perform to expectations or possibly outperform, then we could be in for a really nice week in tech in the market. So let's take a look first at SoFi. So SoFi, I'm very bullish on SoFi. I'm a large investor in SoFi, and I love kind of their approach to fintech and banking and their loan platform and just kind of everything they have going on. They're able to keep costs down because they don't have the brick and mortar that traditional banks have, and they're attracting a younger client base, and they're creating lower risk revenue streams. And if we look back at the price action for SoFi, we know that just before their last earnings, they were actually trading at $18. And today at close, before earnings tomorrow, they're trading at $13 because this stock was pushed down pretty significantly, as we can see, all the way to about that $9 range at the worst part of this current macro with the fear and the tariffs and the uncertainty. So my personal opinion is SoFi's price is suppressed going into earnings. And if they report blowout numbers, like if they exceed expectations or they adjust their guidance for the year, we could see definitely a strong move to the upside for SoFi starting as soon as tomorrow. Now, historically, after earnings, we've actually seen gaps down. So we do have to acknowledge that SoFi has a tendency to sell down after earnings. And it did recover from this sell down. And it seemed to, before the macro really got sticky, it seemed to like this $15 position. And then it just kind of fell apart, went down all the way to $9. Now, if we look at the last 5 days, we've seen a very clear uptrend as investors have been making their position. It's, investors aren't stupid. They know that this company is making a lot of money and this earnings could be one of the best earnings ever for SoFi. So the market is really primed for SoFi to come out with a great earnings call tomorrow morning. And you can see a lot of green volume. Even the put call ratio was, I think, 4.5 to 1. So investors in general are quite bullish on SoFi. So unless there's a negative surprise, watch SoFi to the upside tomorrow. BigBear. So BigBear.ai, one of my favorite companies. I'm a shareholder. And it's been interesting to watch BigBear's breakout to the $10 level and then sell off in macro. In a previous episode, we kind of covered some potential catalysts for BigBear, new deals, a good earnings, trade deal, Fed rate cut. All of these could help BigBear. We did identify some key levels, and we do see that BigBear did reject off this 380, and it looks like it did make some recovery throughout the day. If we get down a little closer into the day chart, we had a gap up at market open, and then a strong rejection over that level that we identified. And then the whole market, if we look at the Qs, it kind of followed the Qs. So if we look at the day for the Qs, we just had this kind of bull. Can I say that word? I don't know. It looks like kind of a bull here. So buying towards the end, and BBAI had that same, just kind of followed the Qs after its rejection off 380. We know that earnings is on the horizon for BigBear.ai, so we could see certainly more positive price action from BigBear. One level that I've called out before is definitely this 380 level. The next level after that is 472. So we could see something like this, another rejection. We could come down here, and then we could work our way. So we could see a significant move to the upside. We'd need to break 380. And we need to break 472. So those are levels to keep on your radar. In fact, that's the exact level of rejection we called on this channel last time we looked at the stock. So we'll be watching 380 for your trades and your entries. And we are seeing a lot of good volume coming into BigBear. And the stock does look like it has good momentum. All right, and the last stock of the day, QBTS, had some irregular price action this morning, actually. Not sure exactly why we saw this, but we're going to look at this. So we closed the previous trading day at 755, and we open at 777, and we push all the way up to 814, blasting past a couple key levels I'd identified on this channel before. And then QBTS sells all the way down and has a bounce almost off the exact level, breaks through our bull level, comes down, has another bounce, and then it's a little bit range bound, and then sells off and through that support and ends the day in sort of its zone that it's been at for quite a while. If we looked at the averages of QBTS trading Let's go back 3 months. This little peak was an abnormality, and it could be a sign of things to come. So we've seen QBTS at that level before. So now that it's presented itself in more recent history, we're going to add a line there. And we're going to watch 826 as another key area to break through. So if you're trading this, we do have earnings coming up, and QBTS has guided for 4x what the street was looking for. So if they're able to deliver on that in the next few trading days before their earnings, let's just take a look at QBTS earnings. So they're reporting May 8th. So in these next few trading days, definitely watch these levels. So could we, in a bear case, reject and move back down? It's possible. Could we move up, reject, and do something like this? Probable. I think the bull case, as long as the macro holds up, is intact for D-Wave and QBTS, and I think investors are going to be returning to this ticker symbol. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you. So we covered 5 articles from quantum different sources for all sorts of exciting things that are happening in the quantum world. We also covered 3 tickers, and we did it all in under 20 minutes. So if you enjoy content like this, if you enjoy learning about quantum computers or want stock information, consider leaving a like or subscribe if I've earned it. We'll see you in the next one.